You don't have to like take over the group, try and show off. This is all you need, guys. Like if I was watching like another person play right now, they would be pulling the boss, you know. Okay, here we go, guys. This, you know, you guys been asking about other classes, and so yes, here is the Mistweaver monk, twink, whatever you want to call it, man. Low level run throughs. Well, I don't know what people are calling these nowadays, but I do know, I guess, that people don't like these low level characters in these time walking dungeons. Now I must say I understand why in some cases. Okay, because in some cases, even when I'm like running my 80s through, like, you know, doing their time walking, I'm like, oh, there's a low level, or there's a Fury Warrior 11. And they start running through the dungeon, right? Well, they run through the dungeon too fast. Okay, breakneck speeds. I understand that, you know, the goal is to just get it done, get the quest done, get your chest or whatever it is, get your reward for doing 5 time walking dungeons, and go about your day. Okay, we get that. I get that. I think everyone gets that. I think for the most part, people don't mind. But there's just a few of these lower level 10s and 11 twinks that run through time walking, and they're just simply just running too fast, right? What ends up happening, and this is just some helpful information for you, just to give you a little bit of perspective, okay? First of all, there should be a happy medium between speed running and making sure that people still are engaging in the game or interacting with the game in a certain way. Because look, man, it's kind of boring to just, you're paying for a sub and you need to do 5 time walking dungeons, and all human beings have this sort of sense of not just commitment but fulfillment, right? And if someone's just running you through something and you're just running through looting, I would probably say, I'm speaking from personal experience. That's kind of a shitty kind of way to run my dungeons. You know, if it was up to me, the funnest way I would probably say for a twink to run a dungeon is to gather up large groups of things, give time for the group to kind of catch up to where you've gathered all these things, and then they could come in and just have fun, right? And they could do their rain of fires, do their whirlwinds, and just do all of the things to just help you burn the mobs down. Because in actuality, and in all honesty, to just watch someone else have all the fun while you potentially get left behind, and in some cases die, because there's some mobs that, you know, patrol and end up blocking the way, and so you end up pulling these mobs. You can't kill these mobs, so you end up dying, right? Or there's some cases where, like, I think there's some mobs in some dungeons that actually reset if they're not killed past a certain point. They end up like resetting. I've never seen it, but I've just heard people complaining about it on forums, and that would be shitty, man. That's shitty. Don't do that, man. Don't do that if you're if you're one of these twink low-level characters. Don't do that. Stop doing that. Stop hitting nitro boost at the beginning of the run and just leaving everyone, and, you know, basically pulling to the last boss and then just quick leaving the group without saying anything, saying hi, nothing. Like, guys, I get it. You guys are probably 23, 24, 27 years old or whatever, but there's all different types of people that play this game. Most people, I would probably say, are probably around my age that play this game, you know, and maybe a little younger. I'm a little older. I'm 44 years old, right? So I'm a little older, but guys, stop doing that, man. Stop just running through dungeons and then not even interacting or playing with anyone in any sense of the word. It's dumb. Okay. Anyways, rant over. This is the Mistweaver monk. Look, guys, I'm putting these videos out so that you can see you know, what these classes are capable of, what it looks like, how it feels. I'm giving you my feel, my interpretation on what it feels like, what the numbers look like on the meters, and, you know, yeah, just basically the overall fun. Let's see if we can get cooperation. Nope, we can't get it. Damn it. Okay, so normally, as you guys know, I like to get my Satchel of Cooperation because it's a free 1,000 gold, but it's not being offered right now. So what I'll do is I'll just do a regular time walking dungeon. At least I get a satchel that I can disenchant to some older mats that I can then make older enchants and then put them on the auction house. That's another way I make money. And yeah, that's basically it. Let's go ahead and queue up for this. I'm gonna queue up as a healer. And what I really like to do as a healer, on the Mistweaver specifically, is give the tank. First of all, let me go over with you guys what I've seen other Mistweaver Twinks doing. Okay, what I've seen other Mistweaver Twinks doing when I'm tanking on my 80 or whatever level character, my non-Twink, is the Mistweaver runs out in front of me and just starts pulling the dungeon like they're tanking. Okay, that's annoying. Okay, it's not particularly like so annoying to where I'm like gonna type out "what are you doing" and start opening up some sort of a dialogue in the chat window with the person, because I already know the person's a dick. Okay, but hopefully if you're watching this video and this is you, hopefully this could kind of give a little bit of perspective to you if you are like in this position where I'm about to run a dungeon, I'm on a Twink healer, and I'm literally just gonna have fun running with the group. Now, if the group is like not going the right way, or if the group is pulling things too slow, I might try and turn this down a little bit. I might try and get out in front of the group a little bit, just to kind of push the pace just a little bit, but in no way, shape, or form am I trying to like take over tanking. Okay, and that's I guess that would be my additional points to just making sure that you're cordial in these runs, man. These are other people running, right? And ooh, is this okay? This is a good dungeon, some Manitombs, right? Guys, these are other people running. These aren't like, you know, robots. This is not a follower dungeon. These are actually people, man. You know what I'm saying? So like, just have fun with the group, do a lot of DPS, but at the same time, you don't have to like take over the group and try and show off to the point to where you're pulling so far ahead of the, look, I'm staying with the group. I'm healing when necessary. I'm having fun. Look at the meters. I'm like topping the meters, right? This is all you need, guys. This is all you need. You don't need to go out, pull the boss. I've seen people like if I was watching like another person play right now, they would be pulling the boss, you know, they would be trying to do all this stuff. Like, guys, do the things, but just do it like in moderation. Don't be an asshole. Be, what's the word I'm looking for when I'm saying this stuff? Be cordial. Is that the word? Be courteous. Is that, I think that's the word I'm looking for, right? Be courteous. Don't be an asshole. Run through, have fun, top the meters. Don't pull unnecessary shit, right? Is that too hard? Maybe that's too hard for some people. I don't know. Right now, I must say, I'm having, look, this guy's pulling a nice big group, look. And luckily he doesn't need a lot of heals. So I might throw one Vivify every now and then. Boom, right? Tops him back up and I go back to spinning crane kick. And I'm doing pretty much all the damage. Fun, man. Like, how much more fun do you need? How much more fun do you need? Look, he's about to die. I throw him a heal. I go back to spinning crane, like, guys. Anyways. I said rant over earlier, but apparently it wasn't, right? Apparently I still had some things on my mind. The Mistweaver, overall, very strong class. I like it. It's like a happy medium between, oh look, I'm about to get feared into. Ooh, I pulled extra guys, no problem here. Let's go ahead and deal with them real quick. I think it's a happy medium between the shaman. I would probably say the shaman and the monk. What am I saying monk for? The Drakthir. By the way, I made a Drakthir. I don't like it. I don't like it. I must say, I don't like the Drakthir, guys. I'll come out with a dedicated video on that probably next week. But I like it so. I so don't like it that I don't even want to make a video about it. Because the thing is, for the evoker, you have to get through the start zone, right? You have to get through the start zone, and with this anniversary, with this 20th anniversary stuff going on, it makes it really hard to get out of the start zone. I hate these silences. It makes it super hard to get out of the start zones without like super leveling yourself to like 14 or 15. The lowest level that I was able to get out of the evoker start zone was 15. And that's because of the extra 10% of XP that you get from the anniversary. And you can't turn it off, right? I looked on forums and they said, yes, you can just right click it and turn it off, but you can't. I've tried every way. I've tried right clicking it. I've tried every way possible to try and get rid of the buff, but you just can't do it, man. And so with that buff, that means that you are basically super leveling, right? Okay, this is kind of a big pull. Let me, oh, incapacitated. Oh, incapacitated, guys. Incapacitated. See that? That's what happens sometimes when you, even some of these mobs are very dangerous. And the thing that sucks about it is I cannot revive. That's the thing that sucks about a Mistweaver at level 10. You don't even have revive. Terrible. Terrible. What kind of healer am I? With no res. No res. Anyways. So most of the things that I'm doing is obviously I'm really just a spinning crane kick the entire time, as you can see. Just spinning crane kick, just like the 11 Fury Warrior. And that's pretty much all of your DPS right there. Single target is really kind of just a regular attack rotation between your Rising Sun kick, like opening up with the Rising Sun kick, and then just making sure that you get enough Tiger Palms out there to get 4 stacks of Tiger Palm before you black out. So right now I'll do spinning crane kick, and then I'll just do 1, 2, 3, 4 Tiger Palms into another spinning crane kick, and then that resets. In most cases, that resets the Rising Sun kick. So that is the single target attack rotation for your Mistweaver monk. And let's look at the, a second here. Let's look at the current and see what he did for current on this last boss. Current 220, so 220 DPS on an 80 scale is about 7 million damage. So just to give you guys like a comparison as far as like these meters, I always kind of bring this up because I'm doing these Twink videos and you look at my damage meter and it's like, oh, he's only doing 220 DPS. Well, that's on my scale, right? That's on a level 10 scale. On an 80 scale, like the people that I was just running with, the other 4 people who were 80s, these numbers are all different. And so I know this because, you know, my wife plays the game too, and she plays literally right next to me, and I can see her meters. So I'll be running on the Twink, whatever class it is, and she's running on her 80. Well, I look over and I could see how much DPS I'm actually doing, like on the 80 scale. And so 300, this is what I come up with, 300 DPS on my Twink scale on a level 10, 10 or 11. 11's a little lower. So let's just talk about the 10 though. So on the 10, if I'm doing 300 DPS, that means I'm doing 8 million DPS on an 80 scale. Okay, so as you guys see, this last boss, we ended up doing 220. So like if you just do quick sort of math in your head, you can kind of figure out that that's about 6.5 mil, right? 6.5 to 7 mil. So yeah, that's how I'm like, if you guys are just wondering how I'm figuring out and judging how to do this. Look, you guys know there was a boss here. I didn't know this until like the other day. If you click on this, another boss comes out. Go ahead and kill this boss real quick, or I might die, and you guys can laugh, right? You guys can laugh. Oh wow, look at that. Look at that, I'm dying. I should be okay. 2, 3, 4, blackout kick, resets, crane kick. There we go. Pretty cool, man. So I've never seen that boss before. I don't know if this boss was here when this expansion was live. Maybe you guys could let me know in the comments. I don't remember this your boss at all. Probably was, maybe it wasn't. But anyways, that was the that's the Mistweaver monk. Mistweaver monk is great. Let's take a look at the gear. I have fun when I play it. It doesn't feel as clunky as the druid, because you don't have to shapeshift in and out of forms to do DPS, so that's good. But I'd probably say the biggest downfall for playing this class is, and this may sound really janky, but I just don't like the way spinning crane kick sounds. It sounds like really cheesy and weak. The animation's kind of like this gives off healing vibes, right? And I get it, I'm a healer, so it should give off healing vibes, but it's an offensive ability that's attacking. So why it's green with these feathers or whatever is beyond me, but it just doesn't do it for me. It's not like Whirlwind is like woo bah, right? The animation and the sound for Whirlwind, it sounds like you're doing damage, right? This, like, it doesn't sound like you're doing a lot of damage. So that's, and like I said, that may not bother you, but it does for me. And I do like the single target attack rotation. I like how, you know, the blackout kick has a chance to reset rising sun kick, and then you just tiger palm your way to throughout while you're waiting for these two to come back up. That's pretty cool. I do like that, and I do like the damage output that it does, because some, like most, I would probably say 90% of mobs you run into that are non-bosses, rising sun kick pretty much one-shots those things. This is pretty much like your lava burst on the Resto Shaman level 10. So you can kind of equivalate the damage output of rising sun kick to lava burst. It's a little less than lava burst. Lava burst is maybe a little bit more, but rising sun kick is definitely comparable to that, just a little less though. Anyways, man, this is the gear. You know, I've got the helm out of Zangarmarsh, the quest. I think it's called Saving the Spore Locks or something like that. I do have a dedicated video just for that specific quest. I'll put it up here on the corner, because unfortunately I'm not that smart, and I ended up doing more quests than what I needed to in order to open up that specific quest, Saving the Spore Locks. It comes out to you only needing to do one quest in order to open up that quest that gives you either the helm or the chest. Depends on what class you are. But in either case, you just do 2 quests. Okay, it's really quick. It takes you about 10 minutes or so, and then you get the helm or the chest with the 3 slots. I normally stick my restore, my Shadowlands restore, and my speed increase in this piece, and then put another gem, like whether it's versatility, crit, or hit, whatever stat I want, in order to make up for that 3rd slot there. And so yeah, that's how I'm using the helm. This helm's good. A lot of, I don't think there's really any time walking pieces that beat this helm out, just because of the 3. It's hard to beat 3 slots. If there was only 2, that'd be a lot harder, because I'd probably find a time walking piece that beats it out, just because of the sheer intellect. It's only 3 intellect, right? But because you have those 3 slots, that makes it viable. Of course, I've got Amnesia that comes out of Dragonflight World. It's like a world mob. It's not a rare, it's just always up. You can just go kill it. I've got the shoulders out of Underbog, I think these are. Shoulders from Underbog. If not, I'll put it up on the screen here exactly where I got it. It's got the slot in it. Pretty good shoulders. These are just regular time walking piece here with crit and haste. I've enchanted it with versatility and speed just to add to the versatility. And then, by the way, this is a versatility build. I'm kind of focusing on versatility. And the chest piece is just a regular time walking piece with haste and mastery. I've also got 2 versatility on it. Another time walking piece. I think I could find a better time walking piece than these, but this is just kind of holding that slot just for now until I find a better piece. I've looked at getting a staff over an offhand and a one-hander, and every single time I've done the comparison, it ends up being better to have a one-hander and an offhand, just because you can stick life stealing or whatever you want on the one-hander, and as well you can add intellect to the offhand. Just for that makes it better. Not to mention that the overall intellect is going to be more too, by like 2, I think, by like 2 points. So it's not really like a point of contention. It's not like if you have a staff, your DPS is going to be shitty. That's not the case at all, but it is, in fact, if you just do the numbers, it is better to have a one-hander and an offhander. So these are the one-handers and offhanders that I have. I do like both of these trinkets. They seem to be doing pretty well. One is a chance to, on equip, increase your physical damage and increase the damage that the target takes by 15%. So it's pretty good. Spinning crane kick is in fact considered melee damage. It's not considered spell damage, so this is pretty good. It's got a lot of haste on it too. This one here, just a small boost to intellect, and then you also have the chance to increase your versatility. Like I said, this is a versatility build, so it just made sense for me to use this trinket. These 2 rings, I plan on getting the Necrotic Wake rings, but these are kind of just placeholders for now. Stuck haste on both of them, made sure that one had haste and one had versatility. And let's see, these are just regular time warp pieces. I think I can probably upgrade that somehow. Haste versatility, that's pretty good. I do like these legs. Probably just kind of leave those and not worry about replacing them. Haste mastery, I'm probably gonna replace these. I'm not really worried about mastery. I'd much rather have the versatility. These are secondary stats anyway. I'm really going for intellect. That's really the most important thing. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. These fetid stranglers, these are just a time warp piece, and I just made sure they had this versatility on them. So nothing in this build is too far-fetched to get. It's literally just run time walking dungeons, go to the time walking vendor, fill in the gaps with whatever you can find, and you'll be able to do the DPS that you guys just saw in this run. It's not, like I said, man, it's not like super ultra Fury Warrior DPS, but you're a healer. And to be a healer and do 6 million, 7 million DPS on an 80 meter, that's pretty good, I would say. Not as high as the Resto Shaman, but it can easily compare to it. I think at that point it's just a matter of which class you enjoy playing more. The advantage for AoE, I think, goes to the Mistweaver, because spinning crane kick, it hits all targets. And then chain lightning, you basically like, if you have a mob with like 10 things, you're going to be casting chain lightning a long time, because you're only going to be hitting 3 targets every chain lightning. That's annoying. I wish I can hit more, like at least 4 or 5, but it's a level 10. What can you do, right? Now the chain lightning does hit hard. There's some mobs, there's some trash where it's like, let's say it's a 3-pack, and if I cast chain lightning, I could one-shot all 3 mobs. There's a lot of mobs within the time walking dungeons where that happens, right? Where it's just like chain lightning, one chain lightning kills all 3 things, or it kills like 2 things and then one is like left at 10% and you can just cast a flame shock on it real quick and that pretty much deletes as well. So pretty much one-shot chain lightnings is what we're talking about on the shaman, versus spinning crane kick, spinning crane kick, spinning, like just spamming spinning crane kick, base like whirlwind, right? So it's just a matter of like preference, really. But all in all, I would probably give the Mistweaver monk on a scale of 10. If I'm like looking at how fun it is, how clanky it is or isn't, how much DPS they're actually putting out in the meters, like if I was to take all that and compress it into a 1 out of 10 scale, I would give the Mistweaver a 7 out of 10, right? I'd give it a 7 out of 10. The Resto Shaman, I would say close to 10, man. I've got to do a dedicated video on the Resto Shaman just to show you guys how no, I'm giving it a 10. And the reason why I didn't say 9.5 or 9 out of 10 for the Resto Shaman is because the Resto Shaman is a healer, and it just like, it literally just one-shots almost everything you come across in any time walking dungeon. You could even one-shot bosses, like depending on which boss it is. You could just lava burst, flame shock, and that's it. It's done. You're moving on to the next boss with the Resto Shaman. Anyways, man, I think that'll probably be the next video I do, so stay tuned for the Resto Shaman in-depth kind of review opinion on how I feel about that, with some extra footage of some runs that I've done on the Resto Shaman, and then just kind of like a talk over what I've been talking about with you guys thus far. But man, thank you guys once again for tuning in all the way to the end of the video. Like I said, man, if this content applies to you, it applies to you, right? If it doesn't, it doesn't. Just like, don't click on these videos. You see my thumbnails. It said, my videos literally say like twink or level 10, level 11 this, ultra DPS at low level. It's like clearly a twinking video, right? And then I get so many people in the comments that are like, I don't see what the big deal is about twinking. You realize it's just Blizzard scaling, right? It's not like you're actually doing all that DPS. Guys, clearly this content isn't for you. Like, you don't like it for whatever reason. That's cool, but why did you click on the video, and why are you even wasting time commenting? I guess I should be thankful, right? It's still helping the algorithm out. But yeah, man, like I said, if you liked it, like it. If you don't, you don't. Either way, it helps the channel. I appreciate you guys tuning in, man, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.